In 2014, a janitor died. His name was Ronald Read. He worked at a gas station for 25 years. Then he became a janitor at a JCPenney department store. He drove a used car. He repaired his own clothes with safety pins. He split his own firewood to save money on heat. When he died, he left behind $8 million. Not $2 million. 8. Most people heard this story and thought, that's impossible. A janitor cannot become a millionaire. They were wrong. And understanding why they were wrong will change the way you think about money forever. The 99% believe wealth is about income. Earn more, have more. Simple. That is why they spend every raise they ever get. That is why they upgrade their car every time they upgrade their salary. That is why doctors and lawyers and executives die broke. Ronald Read never earned more than a few dollars an hour, and he died with $8 million because he understood something most men with six-figure salaries never figure out. Wealth is not what you earn. Wealth is what you keep, and what you keep grows. Here is the math most men avoid because it is too simple to believe. Ronald Read started investing in his 30s. He bought stocks in companies he understood, blue-chip companies, dividend payers, boring businesses. He never sold. He reinvested every dividend, and he waited. This is what Warren Buffett calls the most powerful force in the universe. Compound interest. Albert Einstein reportedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it. Ronald Read understood it. He did not need a financial advisor, a hedge fund, a business degree, a high salary. He needed three things: time, patience, and the discipline to never touch the money. That last part is where most men fail. They start investing. They see the market drop. They panic. They sell. They lock in their losses and call it bad luck. Ronald Read watched the market crash in 2001, in 2008, in 2020. He did not sell. He bought more because he understood something the 99% don't. The market going down is not a crisis. It is a sale. Now here's the part of this story that most people miss. Ronald Read was not just a good investor. He was a different kind of man. While his neighbors upgraded their houses, he stayed in the same house he bought in the 1950s. While his co-workers bought new cars, he drove his used Toyota until it stopped running. While everyone around him was performing wealth, Ronald Read was building it. This is the fundamental difference between the 99% and the 1% man. The 99% perform wealth. New car, new clothes, new phone, new vacation. All visible, all expensive, all depreciating the moment you buy them. The 1% man builds wealth. Quietly, consistently, without needing anyone to see it. Here is the 1% man financial framework, based on what Ronald Read actually did. Step 1. Spend less than you earn every month, no exceptions. Not complicated, not sexy, just non-negotiable. The 99% find reasons why this is impossible. The 1% man finds ways to make it inevitable. Step 2. Invest the difference immediately. Not when you feel ready, not when the market looks right, not when you have more information. Now. Index funds, dividend stocks, simple, boring, consistent. Step 3. Never sell in a panic. The market will drop. It always does. It always recovers. It always goes higher. The man who stays in the market through every crash is the man who builds wealth. The man who sells when it drops just paid for someone else's future. Step 4. Reinvest everything. Every dividend, every return, back into the portfolio. This is how compound interest becomes unstoppable. Not through one big decision, through 1,000 small ones. Step 5. Wait. This is a step the 99% cannot do. They want results in months. Ronald Read waited decades, and the decades did the work for him. There is a reason nobody talked about Ronald Read while he was alive. He was not impressive to look at. He drove a used car. He wore old clothes. He worked a modest job. The 99% looked at him and saw nothing. That was exactly the point. Real wealth is invisible until it isn't. And by the time it becomes visible, it is already too late for most people to catch up. The 1% man does not need to look wealthy. He is building something that will outlast every car, every watch, every luxury item the 99% are buying to feel successful. Here is your challenge. 7 days, one action. This week, calculate exactly how much money you spent last month on things that lost value the moment you bought them. Clothes, eating out, subscriptions you forgot about, things you bought to feel better for an hour. Write the number down. Then ask yourself one question. What would that number be worth in 30 years if you had invested it instead? Ronald Read asked himself that question every single day. That question built $8 million. Not a high salary, not a lucky investment, not a business that went viral. A question asked daily for decades. The 1% man is not the richest man in the room. He is the man who will still be building when everyone else has already spent everything they had. One habit, one decision, 1% better every day,